Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I am Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me tonight is Jay Huseman, and we are here for the Xfinity Series preview at Dover. So another exciting race on tap for the Xfinity Series, and this time it's on the Monster Mile.
Yeah, really excited about that for a couple of reasons. I wasn't one that was worn out on SVG, but we did have several road courses in a row, so that seemed to be the entire storyline over the past couple of weeks. Getting ready to go back to some oval track racing.
Okay, Jay, have you had a chance to check out the entry list for us yet?
On the Xfinity side, yes, I did, and I had to go through it a couple of times and try and sort through it because we do have 4 drivers on the entry list for the BetRivers 200, and that means 2 cars will miss the race. And I hate to see that, but I'm excited about who may or may not get in.
Yes.
Start with notables. The number 5, Kaz Gralla, is in that machine, and that is because Chris Wright and the team have separated. So all we know at this point is Kaz Gralla is in this weekend.
Right.
The number 07 is going to be Nick Lights. In that junior motorsports machine, the number 9 that SVG's been in on the road course is now Ross Chastain this weekend. Garrett Smithley's in the number 14. The number 17, Jake Finch. I like that.
I was going to say Jake is doing double duty this weekend.
He is. So get to see a lot of Jake Finch this weekend. The number 19, I saw Eric Almirola saying he had to dust off his suit because he's back in that number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Interesting one here. The number 24 is a Sam Hunt race. It's got your 2-time winner, Ryan Truex. However, that's not a Joe Gibbs car. Can Ryan Truex do it with a different team? The number 32 is Rajah Caruth. He is. That's why I said it'll be interesting. The number 32, there we have from the Truck Series, Rajah Caruth. The number 35 is listed as to be announced. The number 45, we talked about this in the ARCA Menards and East Series preview, LeVar Scott making his Xfinity Series debut. Another one, the number 53, Takuma Koga. Then you got the number 70 of Leland Honeyman and the number 91 of Josh Bilicki. And we talk about this when it comes to tracks on the schedule, everything. I would love to see Takuma Koga, Rajah Caruth. These guys get in. However, it's not like I want to pick out some drivers to not be in either, but watch qualifying because 2 teams will have to go home.
Now let's go ahead and get into the news and storylines for this weekend because the Xfinity Series is racing the BetRivers 200 at Dover Motor Speedway. That is a 1-mile concrete oval that they'll be racing on this Saturday, July the 19th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on the CW network at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's the home network for the Xfinity Series. And radio coverage is on PRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Channel 90. They are going to race that distance of 200 miles over 200 laps. Stage 1 ends on lap 45. Stage 2 is also 45 laps ending on lap 90. And then the final stage will be 110 laps ending on lap 200. We've talked about the ARCA Menards ARCA East Series combination event that takes place on Friday night at 5 p.m. But on Saturday, they'll have the Xfinity Series practice and Kennemetal pole qualifying on the CW app starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then the race, as we mentioned earlier, will be 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot to look forward to there.
And to start with, we got some history to talk about as this weekend marks the 79th running of a NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Dover Motor Speedway, ranging from 1982 to 2025.
And 79 races is actually the 3rd most in the Xfinity Series history. Bristol has 82, Charlotte 80, Dover 79, which includes this season.
And the NASCAR Xfinity Series has raced at Dover Motor Speedway every season since 1982, and I believe that was the inception of what at that time was the Busch Grand National, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you could be correct on that. There are 7 races left in the regular season and 5 playoff spots remain open. So these next 7 races are going to be really important.
It is getting down to crunch time, and family, cousins, Jeb Burton, Harrison Burton, right now are separated by 16 points at the playoff cut line. Jeb is in while Harrison is currently out.
Now, Harrison has been within 16 points within the playoff cut line after every race this season. His high was plus 16 after the first Atlanta race, and his low was negative 16 after Sonoma. So Harrison's, really going to have to get up there and contend at the front and get those stage points and really do everything he can to get as many points as he can in these next 7 races. And if he gets a win, that's all. It just makes it that much easier on him. But unfortunately, it would face Jeb.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's going in, somebody's got to come out. And I will tell you this, we have seen this this past weekend at Sonoma. There were some teams that strategized that of both the stage points as well as that one playoff point. So these next 7 races could bring some different strategies for teams.
Yes,
now
it's fun to watch.
That was about the one position at the cut line, but the drivers from 10th to 13th in the playoff standings are all separated by 54 points, which is less than 1 point's worth of race because there's 61 points available during one race.
Okay, now the drivers, Sheldon Creed, he actually has been gaining points to the cut line. In the last 2 races, he's gained 54 points, which is pretty amazing. I know he was in a nosedive there for a while, so he's coming back from all of that.
And Carson Kvapil, another one that's been gaining, he's got 55 points to the cut line in the last 4 races.
And Taylor Gray gained 14 points on the cut line at Sonoma, so he had a good race out at Sonoma.
When we talk about with the good, there comes the bad. Ryan Sieg is on the wrong side of this now, lost 60 points to the cut line in the last 3 races. He was very, very solidly in and is now in trouble.
But Connor Zilich's win at Sonoma broke a streak of 9 different winners in 9 races this season. So that's pretty amazing that we're getting so many different winners in this series.
Well, and the funny thing is we were going to blame SVG for breaking the streak, and it was actually Connor Zilich that broke the streak. Now, Connor Zilich, 7 straight top 5s. Sharon has talked about this a couple times. 7 straight top 5s since returning from a back injury is the longest top 5 finish streak of the season. Zilich is the youngest driver with more than 5 straight top 5 finishes.
It's amazing what he's accomplishing. So Junior Motorsports won 10 races so far this season, which is a series record, and they did it with 6 different drivers. All 6 drivers won in the last 10 races, so pretty impressive for Junior Motorsports.
Well, we'll see if Ross Chastain can help with that this weekend, as Junior Motorsports is now 2 wins away from the 100 mark. Only 3 other teams won at least 100 Xfinity Series races. Joe Gibbs Racing has been dominant with that. They have 217. Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing sits at 138. And Richard Childress Racing got 100 earlier this year.
Junior Motorsports is also the 3rd team all-time to win 10 times in the first 19 races of a season. So right at a little more than half of the races they've won.
And specifically here with the Junior Motorsports number 88, that's won 4 races with 3 different driver and crew chief combinations this season.
And Junior Motorsports had all 5 cars in the top 10 at Sonoma. The 3rd race this season with all 5 drivers in the top 10. They just have so many impressive stats this season and the Xfinity Series.
I got to respond to that one and say, wow, 5 cars in the top 10, and that's the 3rd time. I did not realize that they had done it 3 times this season. That's impressive.
It is.
Now, this goes right along with it, though. Junior Motorsports has had at least one car finish top 2 in 8 straight races. That's tied for the third longest streak all time. That's impressive.
There's a lot here. Junior Motorsports, I think this is our last one for them, finished top 5 in 21 straight races and is just one away from tying the longest streak all time. So they'll do it this weekend, I bet.
Well, we'll come back to a little bit more. It's not necessarily just Junior Motorsports, but Chevrolet has won the last 11 races this season, and that's tied for the longest winning streak by a manufacturer all time.
Okay, and we mentioned Ross Chastain driving that number 9 Junior Motorsports vehicle. He finished inside the top 10 in all 3 of his starts this season.
And Ross Chastain or Carson Cavapo could become Junior Motorsports' 7th different winner this season. So they could continue to add to that legacy that they're building.
Yes, they could. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 15 times at Dover. That's more than any other team. So they might give them a run for their money this weekend.
Most certainly, if you're putting Eric Almirola in the car, no doubt. Mentioned this when we were talking about the drivers on the entry list. Ryan Truex is driving Sam Hunt's Racing's number 24. Truex has won the last 2 Dover races. But again, I believe those were both with Joe Gibbs Racing as a fill-in driver.
Now, 11 different drivers won back-to-back races at Dover. Joey Logano is the only driver to win 3 or more consecutive Dover races. So that's kind of interesting.
And the list of active drivers who have won at Dover in the Xfinity Series is short. Ryan Truex with his 2 is one of them. The other one, Justin Allgaier with 2, and I knew that. I didn't know there weren't any others, though.
There's also 9 drivers on the entry list that won at Dover in either Xfinity, Trucks, ARCA, or ARCA East.
We'll break down some other things. 2 drivers making their Xfinity Series debut at Dover. Talked about Jake Finch. He's in the Hendrick Motorsports number 17. That's Hendrick Motorsports car. So that's where that number 17 comes from. And then LeVar Scott in Alpha Prime Racing's number 45.
And then Rajah Caruth, who is going to attempt to make his first start of the season, he'll be driving the Jordan Anderson number 32 car this weekend.
William Swalich got his first career top 5 finish with the 3rd at Sonoma. He has had a rough season. Like I said, he's been running some other races, got his mojo back, and I didn't realize that, but a first career top 5.
And 5 crew chiefs got their first Xfinity Series win this season, and we've talked about this all season long. Chad Haney did it at Atlanta, Sam McCauley at Darlington, Adam Wall at Bristol, Corey Shea at Mexico City, and of course, Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Pocono.
Well, we talked about knowing who's doing what. When we were talking about Junior Motorsports, part of that goes to Justin Allgaier, one of their drivers. He's got 28 career wins and a 9th on the all-time wins list, 1 away from tying Matt Kenseth.
And Justin Allgaier is 6 top 10s away from 300 in his career. If he gets there, and it's possible, he would be the first driver ever to hit that 300 mark in top 10s in the Xfinity Series.
Well, he also leads all drivers with 10 top 5 finishes and 648 laps led here in 2025.
Now, Justin Allgaier's 10 top 5 finishes in 25 are his most ever after 19 races in a season as well.
And one more thing on Justin Allgaier is this is new this year, but he's won the fastest lap award 5 times this season. No other driver has more than 2.
And Sam Mayer leads all drivers who in top 15 finishes this season. He has 15 in those first 19 races of this year.
Now, here's some things we may look forward to in the race. 5 races this year have ended with a last lap pass.
6 of the last 9 races this season had a pass for the win in the final 6 laps.
And 7 of the 19 races this season have gone to overtime.
And there hasn't been an overtime finish in the last 6 races, the longest streak without an OT since September, October of 2023. That's kind of interesting.
Now, we were talking about Junior Motorsports and Chevrolet combined. Chevrolet has led 2,364 of the 3,093 laps this season. That mathematically equates to a lot. I can't do that math in my head. Yeah, a lot.
Way more than half. Chevrolet won 17 of the 19 races. That's the most all time by manufacturer through 19 races in series history. And that's incredible when you think about it.
It is. I know we've seen Joe Gibbs Racing dominate in years past. Junior Motorsports and what they've built there has certainly tipped that scale.
And they're in the race to the playoffs, Jay. Only 5 spots remain.
That's right. We're going to break that down. So it is still possible to get more than 12 series winners with 7 races remaining in the regular season. I don't think it's likely, but mathematically it is still possible.
It is still possible. If there are more than 12 winners after 26 races, the winner with the fewest regular season points will miss the playoffs.
Now, Sam Mayer, currently 6th in the playoff standings, is up 163 points on the cut line. That's about 2.5 races worth of points. That's the most among winless drivers this season.
And we talked about the cousins, Jeb Burton and Harrison Burton. They are just separated by 16 points at that cut line.
And this one's also the repeat, but Harrison Burton has been within 16 points of the cutoff after every race this season. The high being 16 after the first Atlanta race, and now the low of minus 16 after Sonoma.
And we talked about that separation between 10th place where Sheldon Creed sits and 13th place where Harrison Burton is. They're separated by 50 points, which is less than that one race worth of points. So, yeah, this could get dicey.
And we are entering the second half of the season, and Sharon and I have been talking about this all year. The 3 drivers in 15th to 17th are all rookies. Dean Thompson in 15th, Christian Eckes in 16th, and then Daniel Dye in 17th.
I was going to say, you got several rookies that are up in the top 12 that'll be competing for the championship. I think there's 4 of them.
Nick Sanchez and Taylor Gray are the 2 that have kind of separated because they were all in one pack.
Yes.
As mentioned now, they've moved up a little bit. Nick Sanchez getting the victory. Taylor Gray doesn't have the victory yet, but moving up. All right, so looking at the point standings, Justin Allgaier is your points leader. We talked about having 3 wins. 21 playoff points build up. Austin Hill also in that same category with 21. Connor Zilic is actually 4th in overall points, but with 3 wins and 18 playoff points right in the mix. Mentioned Sam Mayer, he would be in the reseeding drop down to 6th. He is technically 2nd in points though, 59 behind Allgaier, just doesn't have a win. And then you go down Connor Zilic, I hit Jesse Love is 5th. Has 1 win, so got some playoff points in the bank, 6 of them. Carson Kvapil in 6th is the next one. No win, but with 1 stage win has a playoff point. Brandon Jones does have a win as well as 3 stages, gives him 8 playoff points. Sheldon Creed, we talked about being in that possible danger zone because he doesn't have a win to lock himself in, but 8th in points. Nick Sanchez got that win and a stage win for 6 playoff points. Sammy Smith has a win, so that'll keep him in the playoff talk. With 2 stages, has 7 playoff points. Taylor Gray, here's where the gap is. Taylor Gray is now 11th at 486, but doesn't have any wins. And then you got Jeb Burton and 12th at the cut line of 480. So Ryan Sieg is the other one in there between Harrison Burton and the rookie pack. Again, has dropped down to 430 points. So he's 34 behind Harrison Burton. And we talk about it of a good day, you can get 30 to 40 points with a solid finish, pick up some stage wins, but so are other drivers. So you're only gaining 5 to 10 per race. The 60 possible is if you win, pull the fast lap award, win both stages, and win the race, you can get 61. The other guy would have to finish dead last and only get the 1 point in order to gain that 60. They're available, but gaining that, it's tough. It's tough.
It is pretty tough. Now, who's your pick to win this weekend, Jay?
I know on the ARCA Menard series, I said that one was a real tough one. This one too. And I'm a gambling person. I don't even know if I'd put $1 on this one because I think it is going to be very competitive. I do have to look at Eric Almirola in the 19 with Joe Gibbs Racing, Justin Allgaier with Junior Motorsports, and then maybe Ryan Truex with Sam Hunt Racing, just because he is the two-time defending race winner. I know he's with a different team, but the driver talent, and we talked about knowing that track. So those are my three, if you will.
Well, I would put Ross Chastain on that list as well.
And him being there in the Junior Motorsports, you can't go wrong with that. You're right.
Okay, so do watch for more coming soon here at Fan for Racing Radio. We've got the ARCA done. This is the Xfinity Series. One more to go, and that's the Cup Series. Then on Friday, we will be doing the In-Season Challenge Round 4 preview, and definitely looking forward to that. But NASCAR's got everybody's racing at Dover this week. I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll look forward to maybe seeing you in that next video.
Hopefully so. And I know we had All Sports All Day on our Hot Topics interacting with us. We appreciate that, as well as Denver the week before. So we greatly appreciate that and love to see it. Love to hear from y'all.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody, take care.